What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another How to Play here on the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Rochester CCG's own Matthew McDaniel's 5th place Air Jiro deck. Let's jump in it. So basically what this video is going to do is we're going to talk about a quick deck list overview, give you a snapshot of what the list looks like so we can talk about the key pieces in it while I describe what Jiro's character card does. And then we're going to talk about the strategies and tactics involved in a classic Air Jiro. And then we're going to see and look at the deck list one last time to see if there's any cool cards that we missed that are worth talking about. So Jiro. Jiro's a 6 hand size, 27 health character with Air all good, and says enhance. I get to look at the top 2 cards of both of our decks, put them how I want, and then put them back. Feels very, very strong. As well as she gets a speed and damage bonus based on keywords based on the cards that she has inside of her card pool. So let's talk about the overall strategy of the deck. So the first thing that we get to look at is the idea of information gathering. This character wants to look at the top 2 cards of their deck, know what's going on. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, know what's going on. And you can use this both on your turn and your opponent's turn. I'm going to check good. You're going to check bad. You're going to check good. How do I compensate for that? Very, very strong ability. And the fact that they don't reveal and they just look is just very, very strong. She also wants to play really long strings of attacks. If you remember, we give speed and damage based on the number of cards inside the card pool. So the longer the strings we can have, the bigger and scarier it is. And the attacks that we're playing are big, huge flash attacks. And so with Air Jiro, I want to play an opener, make something, check my checks, and then I play these big strings of flash attacks that your onboard defensive pieces can't really deal with. But momentum is key. It's very hard to win the game in one turn as Jiro. Normally we have to have a build, and then a poke turn, and then I kill you turn is the classic setup. Because I get to play this absolutely huge bomb at the end because I've stolen this momentum on turn 1. I interrupt whatever you've got going on, and then I kill you in one big move. So let's talk about the tactics, right? We've got the bombs of indiscriminate shock, which is I get a damage for every card that you have committed, and I also get a damage for every card that I have in that I've played inside of my card pool. So sometimes this can be double damage, double-digit damage. Like 5 damage is easy to get, 15 damage is easy to get. Sometimes I've seen this card up to 20 damage. The only downside is it's a 3 low. If they've got a good block, it's going to be over. Specialized sound waves in Jiro being a 4 high for 3, and then every time that 4 high for 4 inside of Jiro, and then every time that I've played a move afterwards, it becomes even scarier and scarier and scarier. Feels good. And then lastly, Home Run Comet is the atomic bomb of the deck because it has both the weapon and the charge keyword, the 2 keywords that she cares about. Because it's a weapon, it gets speed. Because it's a charge, it gets damage. It also has powerful X+1 for every attack inside your card pool. And so not only does Jiro make it massive, but Home Run Comet itself gets massive. If I steal a couple momentum, whether using its own ability or not utilizing specialized sound waves, this thing can sometimes swing for 40. I've seen it sometimes. It's very, very potent in this character. Next, let's talk about the string enablers. We've got Zero Gravity Lift, Amplified Sound Blast, and Double Jab Pummel. Zero Gravity Lift says I can while it's in my momentum, I can remove it from my momentum to add this card to my momentum, and so it clears my progressive difficulty by 1. Yes, it does reduce my damage by 1, but passing checks is way more important than pushing damage. As well as, this card has 2 dreaded keywords for this character, charge and throw. So it's totally possible to play this Zero Gravity Lift as the 3rd or 4th move and give it, +3, +4 damage. Even on a partial block, you're still taking 5 or 6. It's pretty incredible. And then the next one, Amplified Sound Blast, that flash attack package that we were talking about, but it says while it's in my momentum, I can flip it, and my next charge or weapon this turn gets -2 difficulty. I'm looking to play 6 or 7 attacks inside of my attack turn, and so the cheaper I can make my moves, the better. Same idea with Double Jab Pummel. It combos with a charge, which all of the attacks in our deck are. If this attack is blocked, I draw 2 cards, I discard 2 cards. Amazing for trying to go and find the key pieces that I want in a very slick, powerful deck. But even if it's not blocked, my next check to play a card this turn gets +2. So I just want to play as many Double Jab Pummels out in my strings, and they're all getting really, really big. It's a 3 mid for 5. Just kidding, it's a 3 mid for 7 because the second card of my card pool. I play another one, it's a 3 mid for 8 with +2 to my check, but it wasn't a 6 diff because I had +2 to my check. I'm committing no resources, so my bomb at the end is even more potent. Disruption, so we're playing the air symbol, so we get quite a bit of disruption in our foundation base of things like decoy duplicates and short circuits. Short circuits being able to tell my opponent that 27 health is a lot to get through. So not only do I have the disruption of my character stacking bad checks or stacking checks where I want them on your side, on my side, but if you did have a big bomb that's a non-charge at the end of your string, I can destroy it and say, hey, you need one more. Same thing with decoy duplicate. Yes, this one has to spend one of the precious momentum resources, but at least this card discards the attack from the card pool, boarding or dropping the attack. So not only short circuit, you're going to take printed damage, decoy duplicate will take nothing. They get no enhances on it. They don't get to do anything. They don't get to flow with their deck with that card. It's over. And then lastly, season the advantage. This is I have it in disruption. This is also an aggro card. This says form your next attack gets +2 speed, which feels fantastic in my charge lineup because it is an action that sits in my card pool that says that Jiro counts every card in my card pool as well. So it's essentially my moves get +2/+2, and then I selectively flip the biggest problem that's on your board and build down this card. Yes, I lose the card out of my card pool. It's not that big of a deal because I got rid of your problem card. I'm going to string out and end the game. Speaking of stringing, we've got a little bit of deck flow. We've got things like Destined for Mainstream Success and Latent Skill in order to utilize looking and scouting the top card of my deck. I can discard cards and redraw them, name cards, reveal them, add them to my hand. But Wealthy Aspirations says response flip after a card is added to my momentum, add the top card of my deck to momentum. So whether it is at the end of a turn and a jolt has hit, I get to Wealthy Aspirations and steal a bonus, or I'll utilize the ability on Home Run Comet early in the string so I can play a second one a little bit later. I get an extra momentum. That's more damage. That's more specialized sound waves that I get to take attacks out of my discard pile that I know we're gonna pass. Feels very, very good. So let's go back to the deck list, right? Attack wise, this all feels amazing. It feels very, very strong. But some of the cool things that we missed here are like earphone jacks giving a little bit of extra speed, as well as re-readying key foundations. Arrogant Disposition being a 6 check that I'm allowed to stack with specialized sound waves. Cards like Requesting Assistance and Release protecting you on defense. Basic Training being able to respond on these really powerful flash attacks, as well as be one of the strongest deadlock threats in the game. A playable while committed +1 speed at response speed after an attack is played. Feels very, very strong. So with that, big shout outs again to Rochester CCG's Matthew McDaniel for his 5th place finish at the KC RLE with Air Jiro. Incredible. If you like this video and you want to see more, make sure you check out all the other how to plays that I have made here on the channel, and leave your thoughts on the deck down in the comments down below. With that said, you guys, thank you much for watching, and I wish you well.